Hey Taurus, um, I know it's been a while, but I'm back now. Gonna be uploading more regularly. Thank you for being patient. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy my content and you want to help support my channel. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into your reading. So, I get that you guys are. This month is really communication is really important for you. You guys are living from you're living through your words right now. You're trying to express yourself in the most. You're just trying to express yourself and get your voice heard. I get that there may have been issues with that recently or potentially in the past or in the near future, and so that is something that's really important for you. I get that you don't necessarily like the way everyone talks to you, Taurus, and so you're trying to set up a healthier boundary when it comes to the way people communicate with you. So people cannot just walk all over you or say whatever they want to say to you or talk to you any kind of way. And then also people may be letting you know that you can't talk to them any way that you may please or in any way that where you have an emotional outburst or things like that. It's just basically right now communication is really important, and you know how well you communicate is coming up, especially under the Mercury retrograde. Nine of Swords. So I get that there money troubles are keeping you guys up at night. Just to be real, like it's really getting under your skin that some of your bills have been late, Taurus. You guys have student loans. You have that you have to pay for. There's certain luxuries that you like that are kind of putting you over the edge at the moment. There may be things that you can't afford. You may not be able to Netflix and chill right now. You may not be able to get your Hulu or your valet or your parking or whatever luxuries that you're used to. You may have to get a cheaper coffee. You may not be able to eat out every day. There are certain luxuries that are running up your tab, and and you may have feel like, well, I've already been cutting back. I've already sacrificed. Why is my money still not the way I want it to be? And this is just a really frustrating time for you right now, Taurus. The best thing that you can do, Taurus, is to find value elsewhere. So if your money isn't right, then maybe focus on more bodily care. So you can take pride in that, or maybe focus on improving your relationships. There are many things that you can value, not just material things. Ace of Wands. So I get that again, it's this energy of you're trying to communicate differently. You're trying to have a different relationship with your siblings potentially. I get that maybe one of your parents may have recently had a kid, or they may have recently got remarried or renewed their vows, I should say. They potentially could have gotten into a new relationship. I get that some of you guys have been moving around, so you might have moved to a different local area. You may still, or I should say, you're still in the same local area, but you may have moved a couple of blocks down the street, things what have you, and that may be why your money is tied up. Again, also it's doubling down on this communication thing where you guys are choosing to communicate differently. Um, with the six of, I believe this is Six of Pentacles. Yes, excuse me. The Six of Pentacles being here, I get that right now at home. There's a lot of there is a lot of you may not feel really all that accepted at home. You may feel like there is kind of like this cold shoulder being given to you. There may be a lack of wealth and materials to go around in the home environment. There may be maybe someone in your family has come into some money, but not necessarily you. Your house may have been going, you may have put a lot of money into your house to get it fixed up and renovated, things of that nature. There may be some things that you're trying to fix in your home right now that you've been able to pay off. There may be some things that are not satisfactory to you. But like I said, keep your head up. I get that you guys are, you're trying to understand where your pride comes from and trying to have a more balanced and knowledgeable perspective of that. And so what that means is that You're trying to look past some of the more superficial aspects of your identity and your willpower, and trying to apply it in areas that will affect you positively in the long run. Some of you may have turned over a new leaf when it comes to your spirituality, may have gotten more involved. Some of you guys have detached yourself from certain things that you may have engaged with a lot. Some of you guys are just trying to find peace on the level of your physical health and mental health. I get the Five of Wands when it comes to your work life. So I get that if you have any health issues, Taurus, I get that they're not a huge deal, but they are kind of annoying. So this may be like, having to wear contacts now, or, having to change your diet a little bit, or realizing that you're allergic to something that you didn't realize you were allergic to before. You're realizing that your body is changing. And so along with that, your lifestyle has to change as well. Um, I get that you guys are at work. There may be some pettiness. There may be some issues with a lot of your coworkers, people who are on the same level as you. Fortunately, I don't see like your supervisors or your managers or people like that causing you problems. But I definitely see some cattiness in the work office with people who you work next to, or people who are on the same level as you, trying to make you look bad or trying to one up you or having competition with you, things of that nature. Some of it may even be involved, like there may be some salaciousness going on in the workplace, and that's what's getting you into some of these altercations. Some of you guys are in competition with other men at work, and for the females, the same is true. Things of that nature. I'm getting the Eight of Swords next. So I get that some of you guys are finding it really hard to walk away from certain people. It may be because you're financially dependent on some of these relationships. This could be personal relationships. This could be business relationships. This could be relationships of really any nature, any kind. But I get that you believe that you need them, Taurus. You believe that if I walk away, my money's not going to be right. If I walk away, my status is not going to be the same. If I walk away, I'm not going to be able to keep this job. If I walk away, whatever it is that you currently have will shift. And that's something, change is something that's scary for you, Taurus, because you're so used to being in a situation consistently and you move on your own time. But that's what's causing you so much problems with your money, Taurus. It's because you're not making the changes necessary. And please don't think that just by jumping up and making changes that everything's going to resolve itself and be perfect. But with that being said, you're attracting a more difficult vibration for yourself than what needs be, because you're going to have a difficult time with money in general. That's not going to change. But at the very least, you don't have to be stressed out and aggravated wherever it is that you go to get your money. You don't have to deal with that. You can go to a job that pays less, or you have to travel to more. You have to make changes in your life to accommodate, but at least it won't be as frustrating as it is right now. Eight of Wands being here, I get that there may be some new sexual partners that you may have recently hooked up with, or some people that you uncharacteristically are jumping into bed with on a really fast pace. It may be something like, oh well, I'm just gonna jump in bed with you, or we're just gonna do this, or we're just gonna do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes the passion just comes over you. I get a lot of Wands energy in your reading thus far. So I get that this is a very impulsive time for you, Taurus. And there's nothing wrong with riding the wave of impulse. And I get that there may be some sexual encounters in your near future. Um, Three of Wands being here, I get that there is a level of I believe that there is some level of you're happy to have overcome some sort of issue, something that you needed to kind of be delivered from, something that you needed to be healed from. There is some sort of it could be involving your parents, could be involving your childhood, something that you're finally able to start making headway with. But this is only the beginning. I see that this is something that you're just recently that has just started to move forward, and something that you're definitely going to have to put more work into later. But I get that things are headed in the right direction. Five of Pentacles. So again, like I see this energy of there is some some of you guys may have been feeling rejected by your religious groups or your spiritual groups. Some of you guys may be feeling like your money is not big enough for you to donate to the homeless. Like some of you guys are seeing, the homeless people out on the street and they're asking for change. It's like, sorry, I can't do it. I don't, my money isn't where I need it to be. Or you're feeling like that yourself. You feel like people are not necessarily helping you out or trying to help you get to where you want to go. Some of you guys just got a whole bunch of student loans that you got to pay off. Some of you guys feel like, damn, I went to school. It didn't really help me. It didn't really get me where I wanted to go. But I got all these student loans I have to pay, and my credit is messed up, and all of this stuff. Again, everything is a learning lesson, Taurus. Everything is something that you have to go through to get to the other side. So yes, what you're saying may be true. You may not have gotten everything you needed from school. You may not have made all the memories that you may have wanted to make. You may not have gotten a positive experience at large. And what you're left with is debt. What you're left with is a cold shoulder. What you're left with is unemployment. And that's a very tough pill to swallow, but it is something that you can get through, Taurus, and it is something that you can overcome, because this can change. Look to home for financial support. Look to moving back to where you came from. Look to your parents. Look to potentially your siblings. Look to the people who you knew as a child. Look to them for financial support, because I believe that that's an avenue that you haven't tapped yet. With the Two of Wands being here, I get that there's some awkwardness or frustration when it comes to your career path. There may have been situations where it was like, oh, it's a goal, but now that the Mercury retrograde hit, and now that things are starting to change for you, it's like, oh, well, sorry, we don't actually have a position for you, because the person who we were given a position to came back. Or we're laying off people. Some of you guys may have been laid off, and that's really what some of this energy is saying, that some of you guys may have recently just been laid off. You didn't quit, but you just cut out. And this is talking about a difficult situation where it's like things are awkward, things are frustrating, things are difficult. There is some issue when it comes to parenting. You may have a hard time taking care of your kids right now, things of that nature. With the Devil card being here, I get that some of you guys' friendships are just toxic. Some of your friends are constantly like, you have that friend who, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, they got a negative response. No matter what happens, they got something bad to say. Every time you try to vent to them and tell you your problems, you feel worse after hearing their response than what you did before. You feel like there was no point. Like every time they come to you, they're always complaining, and it's just so draining. Some of you guys also may have gotten into a sexual situation with them. Some of you guys have been sleeping with your friends. Some of you guys have, been loosening the boundaries when it comes to your relationships with the people who you talk to on a consistent basis and people who you're around. That may be causing some of the cattiness at work, because people may be talking about the things that you do and that's not their business. You guys may have been under the influence when you got into these type of situations and did these type of things. So there may be some situations that you are that you're definitely having to deal with the consequences for. Hold on, Taurus. So there's definitely some situations that you need to there's definitely some relationships when it comes to your friendship that you need to potentially rethink, or potentially set healthier boundaries with. Don't get caught up in compulsively having, you know, sexual interactions with this person. If you're going to do it so where it's not affecting your career, it's not affecting your personal life, it's not negatively affecting your money, because if it is, then it's just an addiction that's causing you problems. Last, I get the Nine of Pentacles. So I get that there is something that there's this energy that you're not necessarily aware of. There's some gifts, some hidden talents that you could tap into, Taurus, that could kind of help clear up a lot of your money issues. But you have to take a risk. You have to do things that other people necessarily wouldn't support, other people wouldn't necessarily think would be, you know, a wise idea. There's some sort of there's something that you can tap into, Taurus, that will give you the prosperity that you're looking for, will give you the things that you want, but you have to be willing to go deep within yourself to figure out what that is. I'm just going to pull one clarifier. Spirit, tell me what this crown chakra is here for. Six of Wands. So I get that with the Six of Wands being here, I get that you're trying to leave behind an old identity. You're trying to, but you're moving on from certain things, but you're still being plagued by certain issues that you had before. It's like you're not truly leaving behind things that are affecting you on a personal level and that are part of your identity. And some things like it could be causing, you could have an envious nature, Taurus. You could have a nature of, like, you could be, you know, very jealous person, or like you're low-key hating on other people. Or that could be the energy that you're attracting, and you're trying to understand that and overcome that. Also, I'm going to pull a card for this Three of Wands. With the Queen of Swords being here, I get that there's someone in your life who's trying to tell you about some of the issues that you're dealing with. Queen of Swords is definitely someone who knows how to talk, who's very persuasive, who's very who can be a mentor or a teacher, someone who can bring you into a higher level of understanding. So listen to what they have to say. I get that you're definitely coming into this mentor relationship when it comes to, like, this could be like your doctor even trying to tell you, like, you know, you need to change certain things or do certain things, or you need to live a certain lifestyle. So that's the reading for December, Taurus. I hope you liked it. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to get more videos from me. And I thank you again for listening and watching.